Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith. This is Sundance 2019, and look, it's the filmmakers and star of Troop Zero. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Now, naturally, Bert and Bertie, we're going to talk to you in a second, but we have to defer to your companion here. Of course. The excitement in her face is what it belies is right before we went, we discovered you're a big IMDb fan.
I mean, I'm really excited because every time I go on my computer, I always go to IMDb first and watch all the videos because I just find it really cool, all the interviews. I've always wanted to do one of these.
Oh my God, you're in for a huge disappointment. But we're gonna make you one of those videos, man. Next time you go to IMDb, you're gonna be like, who's this creepy kid? It's gonna be you.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Excited.
Let's talk about the movie. The movie's called Troop Zero.
Yes.
Where did it come from? And first off, before I do that, I wanna talk about this. We have something that's rare, two directors working together, something even rarer, two women directors working together. A couple of unicorns. I got to sit here and ask, how did this happen? How'd you meet? And who came up with the idea to work under an assumed identity?
Well, those are our names, so.
Is that for reals?
What a coincidence.
It just worked out that way.
Just worked out like that.
It's not true.
The kid's letting us in and saying it's not true.
We've never met her before in our lives. We don't know who she is. No, it came together because of a love for the same kind of stories. So we both love magical realism and comedy, and that's how we bonded. And we thought, let's just do it together. And that was that.
So take us into Troop Zero. Where'd the idea come from?
Lucy Alabar, who wrote Beast of the Southern Wild. It's a script penned by her.
Okay.
Very different tone to Beast. Yeah. And it's a story loosely based on some of the characters that she knew growing up. The story is of Christmas Flint, who is...
Did she base herself off of?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Some aspects of Christmas,
Yes.
Absolutely, based on her life and her upbringing in Georgia. Christmas Flint is a little misfit, oddball outsider growing up in Georgia in the 1970s, and she's obsessed with space. And she kind of goes onto her trailer roof every night and she flashlights the aliens to make contact. So she dreams of something bigger, something beyond. Anyone else want to take up on this synopsis?
Would you like to go? Or
I could go this
shall
time.
Okay, you
Collaboration,
go.
see.
So she finds out, due to being obsessed by space, she finds out that there's this competition to get your voice on the golden record. And the golden record is something that they actually launched into space in '77, where they recorded humanity on this record. And then they just launched it out into the galaxy for aliens to find. So of course, our Christmas Flint at one point almost hyperventilates because she's like, I've got to get my voice on that record.
So she tries to get this group, she tries to join all of these groups so that she can go to the competition to be able to win it, to get her voice on the golden record, because she really does believe that there's something more than us out there. But nobody will take her because, you know, she's strange, she's different. And so she decides to try and make her own Birdie Scouts. So she gathers together a troop of misfits, basically anyone who would join her, and they try to get on the golden record.
But you have to watch the film to find out what happens.
Yes.
No doubt. Now, I can't watch it until closing night. They gave you the honor of being closing night film.
Closing night of
Excited.
Sundance Film Festival, beyond our wildest dreams. I can't even tell you.
We'll be closing the festival with a bang.
Nice.
It's fun, it's joyful, and it'll change your life.
What was the feeling when you got the phone call that not only are you in the festival, but you're going to wrap the festival up?
I think we didn't even dare to believe that we would get into the festival and then to be chosen as closing night film. And it is a joyful, feel-good movie, and I think Sundance likes to kind of finish with hope, and especially maybe in 2019, we need to have some optimism and hope in this world. So for us, it was the greatest kind of reward for trying to tell this story of misfits and outsiders, because we see Sundance as like the Outsiders Film Festival where outsiders' voices get heard.
Take us into magical realism. Break that down for cats who are like, I've heard that, I don't know what that quite means.
I think we're always interested in ordinary characters in extraordinary worlds, or extraordinary characters in ordinary worlds. So Christmas Flint and her group of misfits are definitely extraordinary in a world that tries to tell them to be something else.
And the magic in this film is everything is seen from Christmas's point of view. The way that she would see it, and the innocence of a kid who plays by her own rules and does things her way. So that this point was the magical realism is this human being right here.
All right, Miss
Extra
Magical
direction.
Realism. It sounds like a lot of weight on your shoulders, but good Lord, you've got a slew of credits. So it's not like this was your first time at bat, but this is a huge role. Whole thing rests on your shoulders. How does one get ready for this?
I mean, originally whenever I came to it, I saw Christmas as more of a sad, pitiful, more character, because originally it was that Christmas's mother had left her, but people couldn't wrap their heads around the concept that a mother would leave their child, though it happens in real life a lot. But then y'all helped me make her more optimistic, because throughout all odds, she's just optimistic. But throughout the movie, I do think that she's yearning for her dad's affection, and she sees the other character, Miss Raylene, more of a mother figure since she doesn't have a mother. But she's just so strange, and I really loved that about the character, because I got to be the weirdest, quirkiest version of myself every day on set.
But that was also testament to how much Mckenna, one and the same, grew. We saw her 1 year, and then we saw her 12 months later, and you had grown so much as a person in that you would realize that you're a freak, and that's fine, and that's what you brought into the room. We were like, well, there's our Christmas. We didn't even have to turn up on set. Like, you had it. And all of our kids, there was a part of every character in them, so they could turn up on set and they could be themselves. And I think you see that on the screen.
Now, you guys have worked together, but is this the first feature that you've done?
It's the first studio movie we've done.
First studio movie.
We did another feature called Dance Camp. But
That's right, Dance Camp.
Yes. Oh gosh, the world famous.
Yes, I know it.
You know, and Troop Zero is the first movie I think we really have given our Bert and Bertie voice. We call things Bertish when they kind of feel like us. So it's the most Bertish movie we've made.
But it sounds like you guys might be rank amateurs compared to Mckenna. You've been acting for quite some time. When did you start? You have the poise and professionalism of somebody who's been doing it for quite some time. How long have you been acting?
I've been acting since I was 6. I love it so much. It's everything I've always wanted to do in life.
What do you like about it?
Well, I love being able to tell a story that people will be able to relate to and see themselves inside the characters. And being able to tell about the people who don't use their voice to say who they are and say, like, I'm here, this is me. So I just really love that aspect of it. It's wonderful.
I've been in this business 25 years. I've never given as articulate an explanation of the art form as you just did. That's wonderful. You did a feature, well, the series over on Netflix with a buddy of mine did the effects, The Haunting of Hill House, which a lot of people fell in love with. Scary to be on set, or like, you know, you're like, bro, I'm an actor?
Not like that, but it wasn't scary on set, but the one thing that I was a little afraid of is that there was a real Ouija board in Theodora's room, so that was a little frightening. I'd always try to stay as far away from that as possible, because no.
Of all the stuff that's going on in that series, the Ouija board is the thing that made you scared?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's probably just all fake, but still, don't mess with that kind of stuff.
That was the unnerving thing.
Yeah.
Good career advice
Very wise.
for young professionals out there. Speaking of young professionals, did I see you in the Captain Marvel trailer?
Possibly.
I know they lock you guys up from saying anything whatsoever, but you get to, I mean, that's on IMDb, we know this. You play the young Carol Danvers in the movie.
I do. It's
How
very exciting.
amazing.
My dad and I are like biggest fans of Marvel, so whenever I found out I got to do that, I was just like so excited and starstruck because of Brie Larson, and I was like, everything, all of my hopes and dreams are like coming together right now. So
I'm sorry, how old are you again?
I'm 12.
12.
I'll be 13 in June though.
You're on your, no, that's where all the hopes and
That
dreams come
explains
from,
it,
of course. So you don't share screen time with her because you play the young version of her, but who informs who? Does she take notes from you, or you take notes from her in terms of how to play the same character?
I mean, well, I wasn't in it that much, but I did try my very best to embody the character, to try and be this strong, awesome female.
That's Marvel. And they're like, shut up, kid. Your NDA is in jeopardy. Sorry, Marvel.
Snap.
You worked with, so you've met Brie Larson. You've worked with Chris, Captain America, right? What was that movie?
Gifted.
Gifted. How is he? Is he a nice guy?
He's a wonderful, huggable person that's filled with jelly beans. That's what I learned in my experience with working with him.
Oh my good Lord, man. I wish someone would describe me that way. Since you've worked with Captain America and Captain Marvel, can you pick a favorite? Sounds like Captain Jellybean's going to do it.
I'm not going to do that.
Smart.
I'm not going to.
Otherwise, we hear the Marvel alarm one more time. You all, when we make movies, we just tend to fall in love over a short period of time, and then, of course, want to be around each other again and again. I would imagine you could see a long career ahead of yourselves crossing paths with Mckenna again.
She won't let us go.
The opposite. Yeah, no, I think we've found some special sauce with this one. We have a number of projects with kids in them, different tones, very different tone to Troop Zero. So hopefully, but we did become quite a family, and we're looking forward to Friday when the whole family are here.
Yes.
So
Lots more people
yeah.
going to be there for the premiere.
But I'm just so glad. I'm really just so glad that I got to do this movie with you guys, because I think that it's really important for people who believe in equality and diversity like me to go and support this movie, because it's all about the misfits, and it's kind of representing just all the misfits in the world, so that you can go and watch it and you can see like, it doesn't matter what gender you are, what race you are, what religion you are, who you love, or if you just feel different, because I like to say this difference is the one thing we all have in common. So.
Can you run for president? Oh my God, you're perfect. We have this winter hat here, and what we do is we put questions into it. We ask you to take one, just pick one, and then everybody answer this question.
This one.
Okay.
Yep, just one.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
No worries.
What is it?
Ooh.
Wait, what's that?
If you could star in a biopic about anybody, who would it be? Biopic.
Wait, a biopic is like
a film about someone
someone's
real.
life.
Yes.
Kind of like the Queen movie that I'm super excited to see. I'm so upset with myself for not watching it yet.
Oh yeah.
They need
you
a
have
David
that?
Bowie one. They need a David Bowie one.
You'd be so good. Con, that's it. That's it.
Do you
I've
want to
already
play
done it.
David Bowie in the David Bowie biopic?
No, I'm just saying they need a David
They definitely
Bowie
need one, but stop
Definitely.
criticizing Hollywood and answer the question. Who would you want to play? Is it who would you want to play, or who would you want to be in a biopic?
Who would you? Yeah, if you were going to star in a biopic about anybody,
Who would you want to play?
who would you? Who would it be?
Anybody
All of
across
us
history.
have to answer the question.
They sure do.
Y'all too.
Gosh, I'm going to say the first thing that came into my head, which I don't know whether many people in the States will know, but Kate Adie was and is an amazing reporter who did a lot of war stories in the UK, and she was my hero when I was growing up, because we didn't have a lot of women out there in the trenches going and covering those stories. So it might be Kate Adie.
Excellent, Paul. Wow, we all learned something. You? You're giving it so much thought.
I'm really trying to
And you
think
had so much time as well.
No, my brain's done a little blip, so.
Think for a
thinking
second.
so
We'll come
hard.
back to the kid.
Bowie, I think that's
Wait, is it? Okay, I mean.
Anybody across history, famous people, non-famous people, people you met who nobody knows. It's a lot of pressure, I realize.
Shirley Temple.
Wow, man. Excellent pull. I mean, it took an hour, but great pull. Excellent. Why Shirley Temple?
She's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to be an actress, because I really wanted to be like her. I've seen all of the movies.
Are you
love her.
kidding me?
She's
Like, most
wonderful.
kids don't know Shirley Temple. I mean, my generation knew her growing up, of course, but
Yeah.
because in reruns and stuff. But wow, how'd you discover her?
Well, I really love old movies and I love old songs, so I don't know. I think it was my Meemaw who gave me some of those, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. My Meemaw gave me some of the Shirley Temple movies, and I just fell in love with them, and I just love her. She's amazing.
That was a great answer, kid. And really special, man. That's cool. You got an
Thank
old
you.
soul. Very,
Thank you
very
so
sweet,
much.
man. The movie is called Troop Zero, man. It debuts when?
Debuts.
Oh, wait, did you figure one out?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
I was trying to remember her name. I was trying to remember her name.
Fair enough. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Thank you. I was just like, oh, did I make that up?
How about you? That's
Me?
for editing.
Who would I like to be? There was a 1950s choreographer, and she used to do the swimming sequences and synchronized swimming sequences, and you know where they all kind of, it was always colorful, and everyone worked in time, and then they disappear under the water, and then they burst up again, and it was always part of musicals, and I love that era. So I would like to make the biopic about Esther Williams.
Excellent poll, man.
Yeah.
The movie's called Troop Zero. When does it play?
It's a closing night movie on the 1st of February.
It sounds beautiful. Best of luck, kids. Give it up for the Troop Zero people. Excellent job.